Arguably the most effective way to catch fish with a fly rod is a technique called Euro nymphing. I mean, you can go on any river with a Euro nymph setup and you're gonna slay. It doesn't take long. I remember when I first started Euro nymphing, I just got into fly fishing and I kind of got the cast down, and then all of a sudden I heard about Polish nymphing, Czech nymphing, and then I got into it and I started to do it, and I was like right off the bat I was catching fish. In fact, I'm not saying I was that good or anything, but I never went home empty-handed. It was always constant fish. Each hole, each run, I was able to fish it effectively, and I caught a lot of fish, like enormous amounts of fish. It was amazing. So if it's that amazing and I'm like hyping this technique up like to no end at this point, why did I quit? So basically, I need to talk to you about how I overcame my addiction to Euro nymphing, and I'm glad that I'm not doing it anymore, and I'm actually really happy that I'm not going to do it anymore, and I'll get into that right now. So basically, if you don't know what Euro nymphing is, just the super Cole's notes are here. You use like a long rod, about 10-11 feet, sometimes a little longer, and it's a light rod, around like 2 to 4 weight. 4 is really pushing it, but you normally see 2 to 3 weights here. And you use a really thin fly line, and attached to that is a really long leader. And on that leader is a colored piece of leader, and that's your sighter. That's basically your strike indicator, and you just kind of move that along the water, and as soon as it straightens up or does something that doesn't seem natural, you set the hook. And I'm telling you right now, you'll catch a fish that way. It's so easy. But the thing is that because I was doing so well at it and everything, I got so addicted into it. Money was just flying out of the bank account, going right into gear, into a bunch of beads, and a bunch of like tippet and all that, because you run through a lot of tippet. And it wasn't the monetary thing that bothered me. It was, I turned into like a zombie. I had to put an end to that because it's an addiction that I've never felt before in fly fishing. I was catching everything and I was having a whole crap ton of fun doing it. But at the same time, I was so focused on fishing, rather Euro nymphing, that I forgot about everything else. And I don't know, but like I'm looking around me right now, I'm just loving seeing, you know, some cedars, a few spruce here and there, and the cicadas, and I don't know, just seeing some bugs floating around and flying. This is really why I'm out here. It's to soothe the soul. I wasn't doing that when I was Euro nymphing, because after the day was done, I would be on the drive home thinking about, okay, no, I gotta tie up some more perdigons. I gotta get more, I don't know, just all sorts of gear all the time. It was always gear. It was always, oh, maybe I should try 8X tippet, or I don't know, just crazy stuff to get down faster and deeper and all that. And oh, you know what, maybe I'll start following like the Euro nymphing, like the regulations and everything. So if I ever want to try a comp, I'm ready. You know, I don't want to use any split shot. Hold on a sec. Hey, watch out. There's a red right there. There's a red right in front of you. Walk this way. A couple things that I really missed about fly fishing, and I just completely didn't even care because I was catching so much fish. I didn't care until I was brought to the attention that I was just sitting in holes and runs for, you know, like 15 minutes, half hour. If there was a really long run, it would take me an hour or whatever to run through the whole thing, because I just like systematically broke down rivers. Now, it's not all bad, because I learned a lot about currents, I learned a lot about rivers, I learned a lot Euro nymphing. But I also learned that I had to stop Euro nymphing because it just was insanely addictive. And for me, for some reason, I couldn't get enough of it. So I had to walk away. Now, the one thing that I will say is that I missed a lot of fly fishing, and why fly fishing is so special and so amazing. Because I loved grabbing the fly line. I loved feeling fly line, and you don't do that with Euro nymphing. As well, I wanted to cast and do dries, and you can do dries and all the techniques on a Euro rig, I get it, but it's just different. It doesn't feel the same. You don't feel the weight of the line, you don't feel the rod, you don't feel any of the flex, the fun. And that's what I didn't like about Euro nymphing. I love the soul, the very cool nature of fly fishing, and and like, I don't know, casting a woolly bugger, or I don't know, a pair Adams, or just something fun like that. Like, and I was missing all those opportunities. And Skagit came along, and I heard about that, and I tried that, and I was like, whoa, this is so cool. And then swinging flies came along, and I was like, whoa. And it was just like all this stuff. And then I started to notice nature more. I started to see that like 8-point buck walking through the woods while I was in a run, and I was like, oh my God, look at you, dude. Like, you wouldn't see a 160-inch buck walking through if you're just staring at a sighter the whole time. That's why we're out here, man. We're out here because we want to be in nature. Fishing's not that fun. Like, how many people want to go fishing in like a, I don't know, like a stadium with water in it? Nah, you're gonna get bored of that real fast. Why we're here is for this, man. Whatever it may be in your part of the world, but this is what makes fishing fishing. Staring at the river, staring at the lake, seeing nature. That's what it's all about, not staring at a freaking sighter the whole time. Now, I know I'm harping on Euro nymphing. I took a lot from Euro nymphing. I learned a lot from Euro nymphing. I learned, like I said, a lot about the river. I learned a lot about the fish that I was fishing and all that, and better techniques and all that. So it's not all bad, but if you start Euro nymphing, have some limitations. Use the technique sparingly. Don't use it all the time. I'm telling you right now from experience, if you get stuck in the rabbit hole of Euro nymphing, it's very, very hard to get away from it, because as soon as you get to the river and you have your fly rod with you and you set it up for dries, you're going to switch out the reel. I'm just saying, or you're gonna put a mono rig on, and that's what I did for a long time because I just wanted to catch fish. I would see, oh, there's no bug activity. Well, go walk the river to find the bug life. Because sometimes, and this happens all the time, by the way, you'll be on one section of the river and there's no bug life. All of a sudden, you go around a bend, like sulfurs are popping like none other. It happens a lot. And if you're just running a Euro rig, like, you're gonna miss that fun stuff as well. Like, it's fun to cast a dungeon from time to time, or like, I don't know, or swing flies. Anyways, I know this one was a little more dramatic than usual, but I don't know, I just wanted to share my thoughts on Euro nymphing and what I think about it. I'm gonna get back to swinging some flies and having fun. I'm Milan for Greenhorn Flyhorn. Keep it tight.